The transition in the underlying motives and dynamics of warfare over time reflects a profound shift in the considerations nations and their leaders use to decide on engaging in conflict. Historically, the decision to go to war was often based on tangible resources, the availability of manpower and the financial capability to sustain prolonged military engagements. Nations with larger populations or excess citizens and those with substantial financial reserves were more inclined to enter conflicts, leveraging these assets to assert dominance or defend their interests. This approach, while crude, underscored a direct correlation between a country's capacity for war and its willingness to initiate conflict. In contemporary times, the calculus of war has evolved significantly. The emergence of the military-industrial complex and the role of corporations in the defense sector have introduced new factors into the decision-making process. Companies that manufacture military hardware and supplies stand to profit enormously from prolonged conflicts and increased defense spending. This profit motive has led to a scenario where such corporations actively lobby politicians and government officials who favor military action, influencing policy and decisions related to warfare. This dynamic shifts the basis of decision-making from national security and strategic interests to financial gain, with lobbyists and corporations promoting actions that serve their bottom lines, sometimes at the expense of human lives. Furthermore, the modern era has seen the strategic use of military aid and arms sales to foreign nations as a tool of diplomacy and influence. Governments can support allies or influence conflicts indirectly by supplying arms, thus avoiding the direct costs in lives and national treasure while still achieving strategic objectives. This approach can lead to situations where the lives of foreign citizens are deemed expendable in pursuit of national interests or corporate profits. The introduction of the Citizens Ratification Amendment, CRA, aims to address these issues by empowering citizens with a more direct voice in the decision-making processes that lead to war. By requiring ratification for such decisions, the CRA seeks to ensure that the motivations behind military actions are aligned with the public interest rather than the interests of a select few. This mechanism could serve as a check on the influence of the military-industrial complex and reduce the likelihood of engaging in frivolous wars that do not serve the genuine security interests of the nation. Ultimately, the CRA represents an effort to democratize decisions of war and peace, ensuring that they reflect the collective will of the people rather than the financial interests of corporations or the political ambitions of individual leaders.